Welcome back to Global News Morning. So good to see you. We're talking music with a local Kingston band. The band is called Melancholy Caravan. Two members. We have Ethan, we have Connor. We're wishing them a great morning. How you doing, guys?
Great, Bill. How are you?
Very well. Good to be speaking with you again. And yeah, I talked with you recently at a bar, and we were talking about your music, and I thought, oh man, I got to get you on. So I'm glad you could be here. What a story, though, you have. Forming a band, writing some songs, recording them, putting out a record, and then bang, the announcement that a pandemic has hit.
Yeah, it's a stinger for sure. It was a tough thing to go through for us. But
As far as momentum goes, what happened? You had to sideline everything. Some gigs were booked.
yeah,
Pretty much. So March, when the pandemic started, we had a show booked in Belleville at the Bell Pub, I think. And so we're getting ready to go play that show and play all the new songs that we just put out on our album. And then bang, March 13th, I think, was the start of the lockdown.
March 17th was the official, but the show was for March 19th. We were just 2 days away from our first gig as a band.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it's done for sure. And I put in months of work beforehand, you know, creating connections, the stuff that you have to do, meeting people, making friends, stuff like that, hearing from bands from the US who liked our stuff, who booked us for a show in Oshawa at the music hall. And you know, a lot of work came to naught, and it was a big hit for sure. When you talk about momentum, it was a big hit. It was a bit of a wall.
Come on, take a hit, use your lips, until you're gonna blow, gonna blow. Another day, found a way, I don't wanna go away.
What's the past year and a half, 2 years been like? Are you still plowing ahead, still jamming, still practicing?
Absolutely, yeah. Over the course of the pandemic, during especially the midpoint of lockdown, when it got into like late 2020, 21, when there was like true like nothing to do at all, and we had been going through it for a while. It honestly, like, the music had to take a sideline, and we had to sit on it for a while, just because of surviving and just getting through each day was more important. But now that things have opened up a little bit and that drive has been found again, and the music never went anywhere. This is all we want to do, but keeping ourselves healthy and not burning ourselves out on trying to bash our heads against a new song that's not coming wasn't working for the pandemic. But now, I mean, we are all over it again.
Out all night on Princess Street, Limestone City, Oscar Street. Meet me at the Toucan for a pie.
I hear a lot of different influences when I listen to the music. One of the ones that surprised me is The Cure. I don't know if that is an influence on the band at all, but just the guitar sounds, the atmosphere. The music is described as music for the digital age. Explain this.
People ask us a lot what our genre is or what kind of music we make, and I honestly just have no definition for it anymore. And that's not to sound pretentious, I really don't, because there's so much music, and because I grew up with an iPod and then eventually a phone with Spotify on it, and I can listen to the whole world's library of music. And there's so much music to take in now that there's so many different genres, and the digital age has allowed so much more music than what is just the canon mainstream to enter the minds of up and coming artists like that.
Mm-hmm. It's also a lot easier to release music digitally nowadays than it is to release like physical copies of things. Like our album, The Strange Cats, for example, was released all online.
Now that the pandemic has started to lift and we've been back out in town and playing gigs again and getting our really being there and saying, hey, yeah, hi, we're Melancholy Caravan, thanks for coming to our show. The traction has picked up enormously. So while we are a band for the digital age, I guess we still really like to meet, greet, hand out CDs, that kind of stuff. That has worked better for us than any Instagram post ever has.
Yeah.
Well, anyone that's going to listen to the disc, they're going to be exposed to rock, grunge, pop, blues, world music. There's a lot of stuff going on. The band's got to be pretty cracked to pull this off.
We put a lot of hours in. speaking personally, I became 5 times the guitarist I was before the pandemic, simply because, you know, with all the downsides and all the hardship that came from it, I had a lot of time. I had a lot of time with the guitar in my hands over these past couple of years.
There wasn't a lot of songwriting, I think, happening during lockdown and pandemic and when we're all inside, but there was certainly a lot of just like practicing on our own time. I know personally, I must have put in at least 10,000 hours just playing guitar. I'm pretty sure I annoyed him and the rest of my roommates just by like playing guitar constantly.
Nonstop.
The last time I saw you guys, I don't think Connor had any facial hair. There was certainly no mustache.
Absolutely not, no.
Seeing as it's November, you decided to grow it out.
That's right, yeah. I'm not a facial hair guy, but I decided this year, my coworkers are doing it, and it's a great cause. Movember.ca, donate to Men's Health if you're interested. It's a good charity. I even looked into it myself. I think it's a great thing, and it's very important. Mental health, especially this last little bit we've been going through, is far, far more impactful and real than I think a lot of us had ever considered. And it's a good charity, and it's a good cause to look terrible for. No offense, anyone with mustache.
Well, beautiful words, and plus if you ever joined a Cheap Trick cover band, you put on a suit, smoke a cigar. Bunny Carlos, right there. Melancholy Caravan is the name of the band. And I got to wrap this up because I'm really freaked out about Mike Myers there. He's scaring me.
Our noise.